What did I say, guys? What did I say? I've said it many times last stream. I said it many times. But you guys were hoping. You guys were hoping that the Roxy POV will come out next episode. They will start the next episode from either Rudius's point of view during the rescue or the month prior when Roxy was stuck in the labyrinth. And guess what? Guess what? The preview for the next episode came out, and usually they show a bit of what happens in the beginning of the episode, or when certain scenes like that happen, they tend to tease it. What do we get here? What do we get here? A catching up scene with Roxy and the gang. I mean, cool. Going back to the labyrinth, cool. Rudius being a badass, cool. Roxy doing her thing, and yeah, that's basically it. Oh, we're back in the bar. Okay. But yeah, that's basically it. We don't see a flashback or anything like that. We don't see any of that. Instead, we just see the next 3 chapters, which was to be expected and which is what I predicted to happen in this next episode. This is going to be the last mid episode of the arc, relatively mid speaking. Like, there's not going to be too much stuff happening this episode. Maybe at the end of the episode, they'll tease something that's big, and then the rest of the episodes will be bangers. If they stick with the adaptation and do things well, unlike last episode, which lacked emotion, in my opinion. I still think that, by the way. But there were many people talking about last episode saying that, really hope that the Roxy POV is coming in. I think we will see the Roxy POV. That's not happening. There was another one here. Really satisfied with the course so far. Didn't include the POV chapter. Disappointing. They could roll it around next episode. No. When have we seen that? When have we seen that? Dude, the last time we were doing something like this was with the Sarah POV in episode, I think, 3. They skipped that, and we thought, okay, maybe it'll happen next episode. And I was like, guys, Ellen Elise is in the title of the next episode. I think they are just moving past Sarah. I don't think we're ever going to see Sarah again for a while. And guess what? I turned out to be right. I turned out to be perfectly right with what my assumption was. So I don't know what you guys are on, but bro, severe copium or severe hopium or whatever you Roxy Simps are on, dude. We saw what happened with Sarah. The same thing's gonna happen with Roxy. You guys aren't gonna be satisfied until after like this entire arc is coming to a near close. Then you'll get your freaking time for Roxy to shine, you know? Then that'll be the case. But right now, you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting shit. You want tension? Nah. You want to be satisfied with the adaptation of Roxy as a character? Nah. You want her to show her desperation in that moment last episode? You'll get you'll get like 10 seconds of desperation there and like 10 seconds of raw emotion that is reflective of what happens, but we don't really understand what was happening there. We don't really get it because, well, we know she was there for a month. Are we going to see it? Well, no. It'll take like a minute to adapt that scene, to adapt that chapter. It's really short, and you don't need to show everything, but you do need to show how desperate she was in that situation. But we just aren't doing that. Why? Well, because we got an ED and an OP to show off that's like an OP that, in my opinion, I think is mid, and an ED that at this point is kind of irrelevant now. Kind of, really. It's only been relevant ever since it's only been irrelevant since the beginning of the Labyrinth arc because, well, it's just Rudy, Sylphie, and the sisters like grouping up for a Fortnite lobby. But other than that, like, yeah. But again, I said it before and I'll say it again. If the Roxy POV chapter was going to be adapted in this episode, it would still ruin that chapter's adaptation. You know why? Because, well, it was supposed to establish tension in the scene that we ended off on in episode 20. It was supposed to add tension and add, like, oh, intrigue, and oh, like, maybe Roxy won't get out of it. I mean, obviously, based on the freaking cover, she does make it out, but, like, again, like, we were supposed to be very, very, like, anxious when watching that last scene, and we weren't that. Why? Well, because the OP constantly showed off Roxy talking with Rudius, or like meeting Rudius or whatever, and in a battle scene against a Hydra. We also know a Hydra is going to be there. Cool. Uh, we also know that, I mean, she's one of the main characters. She's probably not going to make it out of there. But even then, like, that's just like an anime trope. Like, that's just an anime trope of just characters making it out of situations alive, which is a thing to consider, but usually people aren't that meta when it comes to watching a show. Usually you're able to suspend your disbelief for, like, certain characters dying off or being killed off, like, early on in the series. This isn't really early on, we're like halfway through the series, but whatever. So yeah, Roxy Simps, get cucked. I said you guys got cucked. Some of you didn't believe me, but guys, you guys are cucked. That's all I have to say. As a Sylphie fan, I got plenty of episodes to rewatch and see a romance bloom and a character bloom. And you guys, you Roxy Simps, your character development will be done really shortly in like 2 episodes at the end of the season. Hope you're satisfied with that. And with that, I think I'll call it. I don't do many preview reviews, but yeah, I mean, I just wanted to call you guys out here. Anyway, that's all I have. See ya.